وصحبه أجمعين. أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وسلم. قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في القرآن الكريم: أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتون إلا وأنتم مسلمون واعتصموا بحبل الله جميعا ولا تفرقوا. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم: خيركم من تعلم القرآن وعلمه. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we have an opportunity tonight to be all together. And the translation of the verses and what I mentioned from the Rasul Sallallahu is to set a tone in our mind for what we're about to do. Because we've had some of our brothers and sisters in humanity and our brothers and sisters in faith who have been very adversely affected by Hurricane Irma in Miami and other places, Naples. And just now, in the last 24 hours, Puerto Rico has been almost wiped off the map. We want to remember that Allah tells us clearly in the Quran that for true believers we have taqwa for Him. And taqwa is a shield. It is a partition or a hijab or something you put up against something very adverse. This case, it is the ghadab of Allah on the Day of Judgment. This is why translators will say it means fear Allah. It means fear the punishment of Allah. Also, it gives us the understanding that we as believers need to have mu'amala, good deeds, because belief by itself isn't sufficient. It is not sufficient. Somebody just say, oh, I believe, or I love Allah. Allah told us in the Quran what He said to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What did our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam understand from this? And this ayah in Surah Al-Imran. قل إن كنتم تحبون الله فاتبعوني يحببكم الله ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم والله غفور رحيم. That Allah said to Prophet Sallallahu, say to these people, especially those who say we love Allah. Many people say I love God, you know. But He said, say to them, if you really love Allah, then follow me. Then Allah will love you. What good is it if you say you love Allah and He don't love you? That's a big problem. And He'll forgive your sins. He's the forgiver, the merciful. So this is an understanding that we need to have these good deeds. Then it continues and it said, it's Allah's haqq, His right that we have taqwa for Him. Then He said, don't die except in a state of al-Islam. Surrender, submission, obedience, sincerity, security with Allah, safety with Allah, and ultimately peace with Allah. That's where peace fits into the word Islam. When you're under the security and safety of Allah, then you find true peace. Otherwise, you never will. We understand from this as well that all of us, each and every one of us, have to be responsible even up to the minute that we die. Otherwise, you could lose everything that you've been working with Allah. But I continued reading from the Quran after that. Usually this is where Imam will stop, but I continued. وَاعْتَسِمُوا because wa is meaning and. وَاعْتَسِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. Allah Ta'ala. And hold really tight to the rope of Allah. Some said cable of Allah, rope of Allah. but it actually means the deen of Islam itself. But then look what the next word in Arabic is, Jamia. Jamia. This is together, all of us. All of us. It doesn't give us any space or room to say, well, you know, I'm this kind of Muslim and you're that kind of Muslim. That I'm from Pakistan and you're from Saudi Arabia, or no, it doesn't. It said all of you, all of the believers, to hold tight to the deen of Islam, Jamia. Then he continued to make sure you understood what he said by telling us, وَلَا تَفَرَقُوا, and don't separate. Don't divide up. Is that serious? Whenever you look around and you see people that are more interested in their label than they are their real status with Allah. What's the status with Allah? What did He call us? Don't die except as a what? A Shiite? A Sunni? A Sufi? And these are labels that we came up with. These are labels we invented. This is not what Allah said, and not what Rasul said. So I can be a Muslim that's in the Muslim Student Association, a Muslim work with the ICNA, I can be a Muslim work with the Guidance TV, but if I said us guys in the Guidance TV, we're a different kind of Muslim than you are, then what did I do? I started another group. And we didn't need any more groups. We don't need any new labels. But it doesn't stop you from doing the good deeds with the other brothers who do this or do that. And so, the most important thing for us, don't divide. And if you look at somebody and you say, oh, man, those guys are from this place, or those guys are from that place, so it's a different kind of Islam over there. That's sad. That's really sad. That's exactly what Islam is telling us to fight against. Shaitan wants us to divide, and Allah wants us to be together. Jamia. Sometimes, in some countries where I was, even the government got mad at me for saying this. And it's supposed to be a Muslim government. I said, but it's in the Quran. I said, but that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Okay, then I'm in the wrong place, man. If the Quran doesn't matter to you, goodbye. I was a Christian, and I heard Christians say the exact same words. When you tell them the Bible says real clear that Jesus, alayhi salam, is not a God. It says it. It also says real clear that God is one and He has no partners. Nobody. It even says He is not a man and He's not the Son of Man. Then it says that Jesus, alayhi salam, said that He is the Son of Man. We know it means the son of Adam. And so when you show it and they say, no, we don't accept that. What am I supposed to do? It's in your Bible. Yeah, but we don't accept that. Well, what else you don't accept? We have a Constitution in the United States. It says you have the right to religion. That's the very first amendment. The very first thing mentioned in the First Amendment of the Bill of Rights. Government shall make no laws regarding the religion. Also, then it goes on about the right to assemble, the right to have a redress of grievances, and the right to bear arms. What's first? Religion. And we see people today saying, well, yeah, but we don't accept that. So what does it mean? These times that we live in, there are people who refuse to accept the reality of what's been established in the past. Whether it's from Islam, from the Bible, from the Constitution of the United States. We'll have people that just keep going and going and going further and further to serve their own egos, serve their own purposes, serve their own pocketbooks. But what are we supposed to do about that? We don't need to do a riot against those guys. We just need to maintain ourselves as good, faithful believers, doing what we're supposed to be doing. Allah will protect us. He promises this. But we have to do our job. Now, what is our job tonight? Let's talk about our job. That was just something I always like to start with. And that way, if anybody doesn't like it, they can run out the door. Oh, they can try to throw me out. That might be interesting. I am from Texas, you know. But for real, tonight we have this opportunity to reverse a lot of problems in our personal lives, the community, maybe even Muslims at large. Because if we collectively do something, remember we said Jamia together, if we collectively do something, you might see something real amazing in a very short period of time. Already you've seen something. Let me share with you this. The entire world was watching Florida just a week or so ago to see is that hurricane going to plow right through there and wipe out Florida as we know it. Was that a possibility? According to the weather people, Mother Nature, she could wipe out Florida. Allah knew better. But Allah let all of us have the feeling of, we better pay attention, didn't He? And as that hurricane came, according to the weather people, Mother Nature lowered it down from a 5 magnitude, or what they call category, down to a 3, then to a 2, and then to a 1, and turned it, and it went into the Gulf. You still felt something up here. True. How many lost electricity for a while? Anybody? Raise your hand. You lose electricity for a little while, but you got it back. So alhamdulillah, right? And maybe, how many of you saw some trees that were down? See trees that were down? Well, yeah, okay. And some of you maybe even saw a car or two get stalled out or something like that. Yeah, maybe. But you didn't go underwater. Your houses were not filled all the way to the top, floating down the river. Your cars weren't underwater, filled with water that you could never use them again. Your family wasn't drowning or being blown away. Roof still on your top of your house. Anybody lost the roof of their house today? No. Yesterday? No. One of the problems that we have, we say, thank Allah for what you have, right? But we don't have the other side of it. Thank Allah for what you don't have. When's the last time you said, thank you Allah for what I don't have? And we said, what are you talking about? You don't have a disease. You don't have a bunch of lawsuits against you, hopefully. You don't have deaths in your family, hopefully. Whatever is happening in your family that's going along pretty good, thank you Allah for not giving us what is called chaos in English, fitna in the Arabic language, right? We don't want fitna. I don't want fitna. You don't want fitna. But when's the last time you said, thank you Allah for not giving me fitna in my life? But He gave us a reminder. We were seeing it, we were like, oh, maybe we should pay attention to our religion. Maybe. SubhanAllah. You know, as I was saying, we have a chance to turn it all around tonight. And how simple is it? Well, The Prophet ﷺ was asked, we have to do muamala, yeah? Let me back up. We have to do muamala, deeds, actions for Islam. Follow the Rasul ﷺ. We just talked about that. If you don't do it, then you're missing the biggest part of Islam. Belief has to be correct, absolutely. But then what after that? You just sit there and do nothing? Doesn't work. And when the Prophet ﷺ was asked by one of his companions, what is the best sadaqah? Because charity is a very big thing in Islam. What's the best? The best thing to do? Charity. Look what he said. Feed the hungry person. The person who's hungry, he's poor, he doesn't have food to eat, you feed him. That's number one. The people in Miami, they lost their electricity. What happens when you lose electricity? You lose the refrigerator, the freezer, the food. You can make it, how long can you make it with the refrigerator with no electricity? A couple hours, a couple days. Don't open it at all. Maybe you can make a whole entire 72 hours. But then the stuff starts thawing out. And when you open to get something out real quick, some air get in there. And by the end of the week, nothing's frozen in there anymore. And in a couple more days, it's not even worth trying to cook up anymore because it's bad. Is that true or false? It's a reality that we have to face. We know that. So that means that those folks down there in Miami have been long enough, they don't have any food. So what we did, we started talking to our brothers and sisters here in the Orlando area. And we sent a semi-truck all the way down to Miami and took care of business. So much so that they were telling us, ready when you're ready?
5, 4, 3, 2.
We are live and we're coming to you right now from right here in Florida. Are we in Orlando? Yeah, we're in Orlando. Or Kissimmee. Kissimmee mucho. No, it's Kissimmee, Florida. And we were talking with our brothers and sisters in Islam about the importance of doing the right thing at the right time. Being a believer is a very important thing, to have the faith and the belief in God. But after that, it requires action. We have to step up to the mark and put our, they say in Texas, put your money where your mouth is. Literally, that's what we want to do tonight. But we're saying we want to do good deeds. We're saying that we want to achieve a closeness to our Creator. Okay, great. But one of those things is, what's our relationship with the human beings? Somebody might say, well, I love God, and God loves me, so I don't need any good relationship with anybody but God. Suppose. We found in the Quran, and I mentioned a little bit earlier, that Allah said to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, Qul in kuntum tuhibbuna Allah fattabi'uni yuhibbukum Allah wa yaghfir lakum dhunubakum wallahu ghafurur rahim. So God, Allah, He's telling Muhammad, tell these people if they say, I love Allah, if you really love Allah, follow me. Then Allah will love you. He'll forgive your sins. He's the forgiver. He is the merciful. What was one of the characteristics of Muhammad, peace be upon him, we're supposed to be following? Truthful. He was known as the truthful. Actually, the essence of truth or spirit of truth. Exactly. By the way, that's mentioned in the Bible, in the book of John, that after Jesus, peace be upon him, he said, the one come after me will be called the Spirit of Truth. That's exactly what he was called. So we should be truthful. What else? He was also known to be trustworthy. If you gave him any kind of a trust, he would hold that trust. What else? He was also known for his charity. He did not keep anything for himself. He even told people, anything more than what you need for a day is excess. Anything more than a day is excess. Today we have people that want to store up enough stuff to last for a couple of years. Have you heard about this? You want to get a bunker and keep all this stuff in there, and anything happens, you can jump into your bunker and you got 2 years worth of canned, what? Sardines? I don't know. I'm just saying. So think about this, that in Miami right now we have our brothers and sisters, and all the people in Miami are our brothers and sisters. All of them. And if you said, I didn't know they made Shahada. If you said, oh, I didn't know they were Muslim. If a Christian said, oh, I didn't know they were all believing in Jesus as the Son of God. No, I didn't say that. If we agree, the Jews, the Christians, and the Muslims, we agree Adam is the first man. His wife, Eve or Hawa, she's the first woman. And all human beings came from these two. It's what we believe. So that makes all of us really brothers and sisters in humanity. Not necessarily faith. Some people don't believe in it at all, but it doesn't stop who they are, is it? They still are our brothers and sisters. Even if they reject faith altogether, it's still your brother and sister. Just like you have a real brother, a real sister. It doesn't matter what they think or believe or don't believe, you still have a responsibility to help them and take care of them. Is that true or false? And so this is what we're talking about. And this is exactly our chance to do what we were talking about just before we went on the air. We were talking about a hadith of the Rasul and he said, what is the best charity? What is the best charity? He said, to feed the poor. Feed the one who is hungry in their time of hunger. And I said, alhamdulillah, praise be to Allah, that we were able to send a semi already to Miami. And we've been told, don't send any more fresh fruit and vegetables because it spoils too quick. We sent it. They asked for bananas, oranges. They were asking for apples and prunes and things, all kinds of stuff. They said dry food, that you could send down there, that would work out, but because there's no electricity, what are we going to do? What we did decide to do, and we raised last night enough for, I think it was, don't quote me because I have to go back and look at the tape. I think it was 4 or 5, maybe it was 5 electric generating plants, which we went over today to Sam's Club to make the deal for those, okay? Now we want to raise that bar up. So when we send this next truck down, we want to have about, I think we need a total of 15 of those electric plants in there. That's really not very many for the whole place of Miami. But what they're going to do is hook that up, share it here, share it over there, trying to help people get back running again. So, and that's what we're doing. That's one of the things, the electric generating plants. Another thing that they asked for, they said, please pay attention to this one. Toilet paper. Who would have thought? You don't think about that. Pallets of toilet paper. Pallets of paper towels. Pallets of wipes. You know wipes? Yeah, they want wipes. And also the feminine hygiene. Everybody know what I'm talking about? the things that ladies need certain times of the month. Everybody got it now, okay? We have to do that. The ladies, they need this, and that's a real problem. The things that we take for granted every day, this is something that our brothers and sisters there are really suffering so much from the lack of the very basics. And this is why it's a good chance for us to, as I said, put your money where your mouth is. But I don't want you to do it yet. I don't want you to miss a chance to really collect big from Allah. For instance, you know the hadith of Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam when he said that Allah loves the thing that you do regular, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's big but you only do it once. Have you heard this? I'm promising you, I've seen it work again and again and again, so many times. That's how we got the Guidance TV going, is from people who did exactly that. Just be regular in your support, be regular in your donations, be regular in your salah, be regular in whatever you do for Allah, be regular, and no matter how big you do one time and then quit, Allah still love it more if you do it a little bit, but keep it up. That's one thing. But tonight we want to talk about something else. When we said hold tight to the rope of Allah, tasimu bihablillahi jami'a, hold tight to the rope of Allah all together. Together. And don't divide. So watch this. I want, first, before we do anything else, I want you to look at your neighbor. Look whoever's sitting next to you. Smile and shake their hand and say Salaam Alaikum. Turn around. There's a brother right behind you. Come on, shake hands with each other. Shake hands. Shake hands. Don't leave anybody out of here. Now come on. Shake hands. Brother, look at the brother next to you. Say Salaam Alaikum and shake hands. Because this is something, you do this for the sake of Allah, you'll be surprised what's coming next. Did you shake hands?
Twice.
I didn't see you.
What's up, brother? How are you doing?
Everybody did what I said, right? Because listen, when we say who will help with us to get the light plant, the generator plant, who will do that? And we said, well, I could do that. Because we found the ones that I really like the best are the cheapest ones they had. And the reason I liked them, they have a very high output. And the reason for going for the smaller of them, and especially in price, not just because of price, but if you had one huge generator, right? Let's say you had one that would help in the whole Miami. That'd be great, right? But if it goes out, then what do you got? Nothing. But if you have a lot of small ones and one goes out, it's not as big a deal, is it? And that's what came to my mind. So these are like $588, roughly, call it $600. And don't worry about tax because we're a nonprofit organization, therefore there's no tax. $600. And he said, wow, I got that much in the bank and I don't need it right now, so I'm going to give it for sake of Allah. I'm going to tell you, don't do it. Don't do it. I want you to look to the brother next to you and say, I'll do half if you'll do half. It's as simple as that. Now, why do that? Especially a lot of, when we were in Tampa last night, there were some who said, we want to do two, I'll just do two on my own. I said, no. Find somebody else who'll do two with you. Maybe you both could do like total of 4, but think about this. When you put your hand with somebody else, you have the reward of what they did and what you did together. Allah rewards it that way. Where do you get the most reward in the salah? At home by yourself? Or come to the masjid and there's more people? And if it's a bigger jama'ah, according to the hadith of Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you'll get even more. Even more. Suppose you're praying and doing salah with maybe 200 people. Do you get more reward? Yes! So in the same way, put your hands together and you can do bigger and better things. Okay, so with that in mind, and now listen to this too, whoever is first will have the reward of all of those who follow. Because who starts something good will get the reward of that until their last day. Is that right? So you need to be looking at your neighbor and figuring out real quick, who is going to be with me on what I'm about to do? Who want to be the first to grab a neighbor and say, together we want to sponsor one of these electric generating plants? Who will do it first? Clock's ticking, somebody's going to beat you. You here? Now put your hand up like that. All right. Hey, they put both hands up. MashaAllah. Number 1 right there. Number 2 right here. 3. Where's 4? We have 3. By the way, I can do the math for you. That's 300 each. Oh, and last night we had one who they grabbed each other, and there was a third person, and they said, we're the 3 musketeers. Can we do that? I said, absolutely. That's even better. So if you have 3 people that want to do 200 each, then what is that right away? Immediately, that's 3 musketeers. You're getting much more reward for doing the very same thing. So if you have 3 who want to do this, quick, let us know. And we got 4, right? Did we say 4? We have 4 now, right? Yeah, okay. So who's number 5? You know, you guys could start something new and have 4 people to come together. Right here? MashaAllah, MashaAllah. They're number 5. Is there number 6?
Always. After 5 is always 6.
I think so. Let me just double check that. Yeah, he's right. After 5 is 6. So we need number 6. Who would want to do that? Now if you put, it's funny you mentioned 6 because look what's next. We're talking about $600. So if 6 people say we want to do that together, if 6? Are you number 6? Okay, number 6. All right, who's number 7? Where's number 7? We want to take 15 of those plants down there. It is not a lot of generators, it really isn't. But it's a very good start. It's a very good start. But we need to have room in the semi for the diapers, for the toilet paper, for the paper towels, and some of the other things that we're talking about. Number 7. MashaAllah. Are you doing it by yourself? You got a partner?
I'll find one.
You'll find one. Well, he scares me. Is it like in the parking lot? Hey, come here. Whoa. So we have 7. The 5, I think it was 5 last night. 5 and 7 is 12. Yeah. So we need 3 more. Only 3 more, because we have room for 15 in there. So 12. Who will be 13? I'm counting last night's, by the way. Who wants to do the number 13? We only have 3 left. And when they're gone, you miss your chance. Who wants to be next? Who's next? Brothers, come together quickly for this. Who will be next? Who is going to be the next one to do this? Oh, those of you watching us at home, by the way, I don't want to ignore all of you. Sometimes I forget when we're doing this that we're also live all over the world. There are 2 ways that you can help from at home. The first one is those who are in the United States and Canada, you can use the telephone. Pull out your, are you using this one? Oh, you're using that one, okay. So pull out your phone and go to the message. And in the message center that you have, you're going to send me a text message. I have a phone number that's dedicated for this project. It's simple. It's 41444. Somebody knows. Yeah, 41444. And you send text message only. The text you want to send is what you don't want. You want to get rid of this thing. It's called fitna. F-I-T-N-A. Send that word fitna. F-I-T-N-A to 41444. Now, what if you're living in Algeria? You know, why did I mention your country? Because you guys were #1 with us last month, watching us on the Facebook. So, thank you for that. So, wherever you are in the world, if you have access to the internet, you can easily go to our website for donations, which is all the time. And that is Donate to Islam. T-O, not the number, okay? DonateToIslam.com. You'll find something very similar to what we're doing on the phones and also what we're doing on the internet. So you can do that real easy. DonateToIslam.com, and it'll be the same thing. You can fill it out and do that. If you want to do something every month, that's also good. But know this, if you're doing it online, if you're doing it on the Donate to Islam, and you set up every month, this is going to go to our foundation, and it's going to be for not just this, but whatever you're donating every month for other projects that come up. They're all related to Islam. It's all eligible for zakat, inshallah. Okay? So, sorry I neglected you in the beginning, but guys, we are trying desperately to put things together for the truck that's going down to Miami. I ask you, if you're not able to do something financially, you can still do something really big. And it's in 2 parts. Number 1, pray. Pray and ask Allah that He'll make it possible for us to do this, and then that He will accept it after we do it, that we did it for His sake. The second thing is to share it. Share this message with as many people as you can. Share it just like you would share Islam. And speaking of that, real quick, I want to mention to everybody our Dawah website. It's been on for about 10 years. Many of you didn't even know it. It's called shareislam.com. We've given so many people shahada around the world on this. Shareislam.com. So we got donatetoislam.com, shareislam.com, and of course guidus.tv, so that people can keep up with what we're doing. And let me come back now to, we had 12, did we get 13? Oh, we're still at 12. Oh, we're still at 12. We need number 13. Number 13, and that will leave us only 2 left. If you have 6 brothers together who all want to put up $100, that's easy. And if you don't know somebody personally, I can just ask them to who will put 100 toward it, and then we'll see if we can match up enough to make it happen. Who would like to start? $100. 1? Okay, you don't go anywhere yet because we don't have the other 5. Who will join our brother to get maximum reward? Who will join our brother? $100 for one of these electric generating plants. And trust me, when you go home and one of the first things you do is turn the lights on. How are the people down there going to do that? They can't charge their phones. They don't have electricity. This is very serious. It's not a frivolous extra thing. This is a part of our lives. They can't be in touch with their families. Many of them don't know that there are other hurricanes going on right now. They're out of touch. The hurricane, I think it's called Maria or Mary. What is it called? Maria. And it just wiped out Puerto Rico. By the way, we're going to be working on that next week. When I'm in Houston and Dallas and Fort Worth, we're going to be working on that subject while we're trying to help them there. Sunday, we will be in Houston, Texas. No, we're going to be in Dallas, Fort Worth. Sorry, back it up. Scratch that out. We'll be in Dallas and Fort Worth next Sunday, raising the support for the folks in Houston, Texas, and especially with ICNA Relief. So if you know ICNA Relief in Houston, you can get the message down to the people down there. They do have some electricity in some parts. They're okay in those parts, but they still need a lot of stuff. But we're focusing on Miami right now. We have one brother who has put his hand up and he said, I want 5 partners join me to help put an electric plant there. And then ask a lot, don't give me what you gave them. I don't want to be without electricity. I want to be able to use my phone. I want to be able to keep my refrigerator. I want to have lights at night. I want to know what's going on. And those people don't have that. So who will join? Who will join our brother? For any amount. By the way, if you want to give the whole amount, you can do that. You can also write a check. You can also go online. You can also use a credit card. But we can't take IOUs because they won't take IOUs at the Sam's Club. If I could, I would, but they won't do that. Who wants to join our brother? Okay, 1. Now we have 2. We need to have 4 more. My math is slow tonight, huh? We were not getting much sleep. We're going around the clock, yeah. Alhamdulillah. I let him sleep, by the way, today for 2 full hours. So that's good for you for the next 2 days, right? Yeah, good to go. We have 3, mashallah, brother, mashallah. We ask Allah to give all of you the same reward as total or more. Don't worry about that. Or more, because you get 10 times the good deed on the day of judgment. That's a pretty good deal. If you think about it, if you put in 100, you get a reward for 6,000 or more. That's it. I think that's a better bargain than Payless shoes. Buy one, get one free. Alhamdulillah. I didn't mean to do a commercial for some shoe company. But anyway, we now have 3, right? 3. Yeah. We need 3 more. 1, 2, 4?
No, 3 all 3.
Yeah, 3 again. Who would like to be number 4?
No, I'll do 300.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So we got.
You're one greedy guy. And I love that kind of greed. Okay, he's going to be responsible for 3. You have 1, I have 1. So you got it. All right. That gives us 13 units. We need 2 more units. Anybody want to step up? And by the way, those of you who just came in, the units that we're talking about are electric generating plants, and we're taking them down in the semi. There's a possibility we can even get some delivered tomorrow in Miami because we're contacting the warehouse down there to see if they can let 1 or 2 or 3 go right away so that they can use them. That's a very important thing, to have electricity. So we need 2 more. Who would like to do that? We're asking you to join your hands with others. Even if you just did, well, we said 6 people. What if we did 12 people with $50? That wouldn't be too hard, would it? Will that be too hard? Well, how many could do $50? Same at home, by the way. Again, I'll mention if you just tuned in and you'd like to help out. If you're in America, United States, or Canada, it's very easy. You can send the word FITNA, F-I-T-N-A, to this 41444. 41444. Send the word FITNA, and it will send you a link. Click the link. That will take you to the website. You'll be able to see how and what you can do there. All right? Let's come back now for those here with us right now. If you would like, we need 2 more electric generating plants. And we said if we had 12 who would like to do that, we can sure do that. We've got a call coming in. Let's take the call. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum, this is Miriam. How are you? How's the people you're visiting?
Alhamdulillah, we are live on TV. Are you watching this on Guidance TV now?
I am. I just want to say I can't help financially, but I do want to send my prayers with you guys and know that I'm thinking of you guys, and I know Allah will take care of her, and I just pray that guidance is success and all the needs to be met.
MashaAllah. This is our sister Miriam. Her name was Candace. She called in, I think it was April of 2011, watching our TV show, and she made her Shahada on TV with us. And since then, alhamdulillah, I went there to Austin, Texas, met with her and her family. And how many in your family accepted Islam from you?
Well, all my family, which is 6, plus my 2 sisters, so that would be 8 if the math is correct.
8 from 1 television set. But these people down there in Miami need their electricity. They can't even watch what we're doing right now. So guys, let's at least follow our sister and make prayer, make dua for this to be successful. Thank you so much, sister. We really, thank you. Wa alaikum salam. MashaAllah. We have another sister in South Dakota, Sister Kim, who came to Islam by watching Guidance TV. When we were in Minneapolis, Minnesota, she came all the way from South Dakota to Minneapolis by herself, driving. She said, I want to make Shahada. And we asked her, how do you know about this? She said, I'm watching Guidance TV. Watertown, South Dakota. She said there's not another Muslim in the entire city. They don't even know what's Islam until Guidance TV comes in there and starts showing them. Now imagine. By the way, this is a good time for me to ask, this is maybe not as related to the hurricane victims in Miami or Houston or Puerto Rico, but it's very much, I think, relevant to all the human beings who don't know about Islam. How important is it for us to get the message out? Is that important?
Yes.
Very important, he said. You're right. Very important. What would it be if Prophet Muhammad ﷺ just stayed in the cave and said, wow, you know, la ilaha illallah, I just stay here and I don't want to bother with all those people, they're kuffar. What would have happened? None of us would be Muslim. So it's very critical to show the right message. What shows the right message the most? Somebody sitting there talking like me, or somebody that's working and doing the job? And the working and doing the job is much better than all of the gab in the world. That's why we say in Texas, put your money where your mouth is. We don't really need any more talking. We need action. We want to see more action on our television channel as well. We want people to help us to be able to put some really quality programs on the air. But now coming back to our subject. Our subject right now is that we need only 2 more, right? Only 2 more electric generating plants. And we said you could even pay $50, only $50, and get the reward of donating a $600 light plant. How? Is by 12 people doing that, because 12 times 50 will equal to $600. So who will be first? Okay, we have 1. Who's next? That's an easy one. Come on, guys, don't pass this up, because we're about to wrap it up with this. Don't miss this chance. Who will join our brother? for $50. Anybody? Who's next? Who's next? I know some of you online, you're saying, I want to be. Yeah, this is only for the guys that are here. Just chill. You'll be all right. Just take it easy. Who's next? Right here, our brother, mashallah, beautiful. Now, who want to be number 3? Who would like to be number 3? Number 3, number 4. Wow, that was fast. Almost halfway there. Who's next? We got 4. We can't do it. They won't sell it to us in pieces. You know that? They're not going to mail it to us in pieces. Who want to be next? Who want to be next? We have 4. Who want to be number 5? Number 5. Quickly. Quickly, brothers. Who would like to be number 5? Like I said, you can use your credit card. You can use a check. And also, if you want to make a commitment tonight, but be able to fulfill the commitment by Saturday. Because that's when we're wrapping everything up. Even here at this masjid, you'll be able to do that because the Imam and I just had some exchange of text messages before I got here. So anybody, who want to be next? 5. Who's number 6? Brother, we count scratching as an... when you go like that, we have to count. Who want to be number 6? Number 6. Quickly. Who's number 6? Number 6. We have to take a break. We have to take a break right now. So when we come back, we'll find out how many we got, and you'll see all about that. So stay right there and stay guided with Guidance TV.
Clear.
Okay. How many minutes?
1.5 minutes.
Okay, who wants to be number 6? Well, that's the next number for me, right? Yeah. When you get old, it's easy to forget stuff. 6, number 6. Who want to be number 6? Number 6? Number 6, mashallah. We're halfway. Halfway. So these are all at $50 each, but when you put it all together, you get the reward of total, inshallah, with Allah. If Allah accept it, and by being together, by holding tight to this rope together with your brothers, this gives you a lot more ajr with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, inshallah. Also, you feel a closeness to brothers when you do something like this together. You feel a closeness. Who's number 7? Who would like to be number 7 and join our brothers to help us get the electric generators down there? Number 7. Number 7.
30 seconds.
Number 7. Number 8, real quick before we go back on the air. Who will be number 8? Who's number 8? Number 8? Number 8?
15.
Somebody say, no, I want to be number 8. Quick. Real fast. Number 8.
5, 4,
Number 9.
2, 1.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, we are back. We're with you right now, coming to you from Kissimmee, Florida. The masjid here, Masjid Taqwa, isn't it? Taqwa, what is Taqwa? Taqwa is to put a shield between you and Allah, not between you and Allah really, but between you and Allah's anger or wrath on the day of judgment. And that is something very big. So we ask Allah to give us that shield. Now, part of that shield is giving for the sake of Allah. And we're asking our brothers here, when we went off the air, we were asking, we had 5 brothers who had already committed. We needed 12. Well, now we're at 8. So we're looking at number 9. So we're getting really close. So those of you who are sitting at home and you're saying, wow, this is going fast. It's even faster than you think. So who is going to be number 9 for us to join with us? And we only need 3 more anyway. Number 9. MashaAllah. Who would like to be number 10? Almost completed. Who would like to be number 10? Number 10? Number 10. MashaAllah. I see you are buddies. You didn't even know that. But you two are now buddies in Jannah. Inshallah, I ask. Allah accept that. Who's number 11? Who would like to be number 11? MashaAllah. Who would like to be number 12? And that completes it. Number 12. Now, is there anybody who would like to donate for this, for the last one of these? Maybe you don't want to do the whole thing. I'm going to take a phone call right now. You are calling us from Florida. We have somebody from Florida on the line. Hello, assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. كيف حالك؟
إن شاء الله you come Masjid tomorrow. إن شاء الله.
Inshallah ta'ala. Are you watching our live guidance TV show right now?
ربنا يديك الصحة رب العالمين ويجعل ذلك في ميزان حسنات إن شاء الله.
Inshallah ta'ala.
أدرس الخطبة بعنوان الخطبة.
For the Jummah khutbah, yeah?
عنوان الخطبة عنوان الخطبة.
Actually, we're going to be announcing that just in a few minutes. Okay? Jazakallah khair. MashaAllah. Now, we asked that if anybody would like to just take that last one. We have one left. Anybody want to do that whole thing? $600. Anybody? Done. MashaAllah. MashaAllah, the most important thing we want to do. Now, for the rest of it, we're just going to pass this back around one more time. And you can do that right now. Get somebody to volunteer to grab this. So take it one and take one. Now go really slow and look in their faces and cry. And if they don't do anything, make them stand up and take the money out of their pocket. Alhamdulillah. For those of you at home, if you'd like to support the effort to get, we've already got all the light plants we need, the generators. We don't need any more. Not now. What we're talking to you about now is if you'd like to help us with the toilet paper, the diapers, the women's necessary things that they need, the wipes, the things that you might take for granted in your own house. We are allowing you to use our donation page. We have a donation page that we made specifically for this right now. And you can do that by sending a text message to a special phone number that we have. The special phone number is 41444, and it has a keyword. You mustn't send anything else. Don't call it and talk to it. Don't send a long letter. It only takes one word. F-I-T-N-A. F-I-T-N-A. Fitna, which means a big calamity, a hardship. You don't want the hardship, so send it. Send it to 41444, and when you do, we'll send you back a link. The link is so that you can look and see how you want to donate, how you want to support what we're doing. This is 100%, not 99%, 100% of all that is collected going for our, mashallah. Mashallah, we have another caller coming in, and we can take that call right now. We're live, we're on the air. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. How's everything? MashaAllah, Danish, I see your name pop up on there. Are you in Karachi? MashaAllah, are you watching Guidance TV? Oh, you just woke up for Fajr. Well, we're live, we're on the air, and we're raising support for the hurricane victims in Miami. That's right now. Sunday we'll be working for the ones in Houston, and then after that for Puerto Rico. So if you like, we can give you a call back after we're off the air, okay? Assalamu alaikum. Even Pakistan, mashallah. Okay, with that, we're gonna let them understand we're gonna wrap up because there'll be a dawn here, okay? You need to call them and tell them. Let them know what you're gonna do. Yes. And inshallah, we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to accept. Listen closely to the adhan. Listen.